Peace, peace, peace. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. I guess it's the so-called New Year. Yeah, we here, right? Okay, it's another loop. You know what I mean? Hey, it's definitely a good day. It's a good day to be alive. You know what I mean? Still breathing with a clear mind, etc. Tony Stone, peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Today, just want to everybody in a good mood today. Hopefully everybody in a good mood. It's the New Year's. You know what I'm saying, and all that, right? Even though the New Year really starts in spring. Keep that in mind. The real New Year start in the springtime. But traditionally here it's supposed to be the New Year, right? But want to talk today about like standing in your purpose. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us been like this previous year, last couple years, been working on a lot of things with our own personal selves. Just working on ourselves. Righting wrongs, getting away from bad habits, bad associations, friendships, whatever, different things. We've been working on these things. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of that, in those processes teach us how to stand in our power. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the backwards setups of our lives, like having the wrong friends, the wrong way of living, and things of that nature, it causes us to not stand in our power. You know what I'm saying? So, in order for us to learn how to stand in our power, we the Most High God, Allah, takes us through different changes in our life that teaches us. You know what I'm saying? So, if anybody, who is listening, should just know that anything that you go through, right, whether it be so-called good or so-called bad, it's all for you to learn something. It ain't nothing you go through, good or bad, that ain't here to teach you a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And if you got like aspirations to do better for yourself, then you have to stand in your power. There's no other question. If you want to be an athlete, a scholar, any number of things, a holy man, a holy woman, any of these things, you have to stand in your power in order to achieve these things, because the way this reality is set up, it's set up to keep you away from standing in your power and doing the things that you want to do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, and being razor sharp focus on what you need to do for your own personal self is a must. It's something that you have to really focus in on every day. You know what I'm saying? And you got to stick to it. That's just the bottom line. Here it is, so-called New Year. But even though it's not really the New Year, because the New Year starts in the spring, and that's something everybody should investigate and get into, so they can understand more about what I just said. Everybody got to do the same things. You know what I'm saying? And everybody goal is not necessarily the same. You got some people that their goal is to make a lot of money. Some people's goal is to lose weight. Some people's goal is to become more healthier. All these different things, take focus. You know what I mean? It's not going to get achieved, with a lack of focus. You know what I'm saying? Because you just can't. You know what I'm saying? If you need to eat better so that you can get in shape, you ain't gonna be able to do it unless you focus in on it and dial into that lifestyle, of eating healthy. And also, you might have to stay away from people that call you to the opposite of what you're trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? And no, that's just in a nutshell, I'm really freestyling. I don't really plan what I'm going to talk about, but standing in your power, you know, uh, it takes work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Because usually the negative reality that you're trying to get away from, it don't want you to leave. It don't want to let you go. You know what I'm saying? And neither do those people. Those people in your life that perceive you to be what they believe you to be, which is not what you are, because everybody is something different than what the people think of you. Even if it's just a little bit different, you're different than what you're different than what people think of you. So, and they want to pull you, you know, a lot of people want to pull you into the reality that they got for you. And that ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? That just ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Hit that like button if you come in and out. You know what I'm saying? So this is not really, it's not an admonishment, it's a reminder. It's a reminder for my own personal self. It's a reminder for anybody who want to listen. You know what I'm saying? To stay strong, to keep working. You know what I'm saying? We here, hey, we don't going live talking about positivity and being positive. We was doing that in 03. Wow, in 23. And we're gonna talk about we're gonna remain, we're gonna continue on that path in 24. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going backwards. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you're not neither. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff out here. A lot of different stuff. You know what I mean? I don't call nobody to be, you know, I call you to be different. Because everybody talk about how different they are, and how unique they are, and they do the same things that everybody else do. So you gotta check yourself. You know, if you be like, yeah, well, I'm different. Are you really? Are you truly different? Are you following the crowd? Are you doing what everybody else do? Do you believe as everybody else believes? You know what I'm saying? How can you be different? Not saying you gotta wear a mohawk. I'm just using that as an example. You wear a mohawk or get an earring in your tongue or whatever, your lip. I'm not saying you gotta do that to be different, but shoot, and the way it is now, shoot, the only thing you gotta do is tell the truth and have good character, and you be different. You're gonna be different than 8 out of 10 people, and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could just be honest, or just be one who doesn't talk about people behind their back, and you'll be different than the majority of the people now. So, you know, I strive to be different, and this ain't something that just happened, but I become more. What's the word? I become more aware of myself, and aware of course, and aware of my reality. But aware of myself, because as you raising, you know what I mean. You gotta check yourself. You know, you gotta see what you doing and what you not. You know, and what you not doing. You know, because a lot of us we do negative things. We indulge in negativity, even out of ignorance. You know what I mean? Just like we just been programmed to do, you know, to do certain things. So, you know what I mean? Certain kind of negativity that come from us manifested by that way, as opposed to just doing it, you know, out of straight malice or whatever. But yeah, but you got to check yourself. That's the bottom line. If you're checking yourself, then that's just constantly checking yourself. You know what I mean? And I think I know that the less people you have in your friend circle, or people that just be around you in your energy field, you know what I mean? The more aware you become of yourself. Because if you got too many people in your energy field and you start feeling like mad, and you be like, you mad, but you be ultra mad. You be like, why am I so mad? It wasn't even really no big deal. And you don't even know if that energy is you. You don't know if that's energy of one of these people that you being around. So you gotta step back. I'm just saying, more conscious and aware of things you be, but you checking yourself. Then you step back, and then once you ain't around all these foolish people or whatever you're doing, you start realizing that you're more calm and you're more even, and that's cool. That's where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? As for grown people, we all strive. I would say we all strive. We want to be with somebody. You know what I mean? Like have a relationship, a marriage with somebody. So it's kind of okay. That person who you get with, your mate, and y'all develop a family. That's them the people that you really. You can't push them to the side as like easily like that, because that's your wife, that's your husband, and your kids or whatever. But that's the only people you really gotta worry about, or should be striving to really have in your, in your energy field. And that's kind of natural, That's natural. Whatever, like animals, lions, and all that stuff. They got a family. They got a family group. That's family, and they fight and die and hunt and all that stuff together. They don't worry about the stuff outside of the family energy field. So you know what I mean. And choosing the right people to be with mean a lot. It mean more once you become more conscious. It just means more. You can't discount, let's say, the process that you go through and gauging whether somebody is worthy or not even worthy, just right. Well, yeah, worthy to be right for your situation. You dig what I'm saying? And everything we gotta scrutinize. We gotta scrutinize these things in our life. Okay, what they say? We in the new year. Okay, we can ride with it like that. But ain't no buts. If in this reality, okay, it's a new year. Cool. Then, and mostly everybody want to be different. Because the champion ain't the same as the non-champion. Everybody want to be a champion, right? So everybody want to be different. Let's put it. I know, because that's how it is. Even me, and I always try to keep it real, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, I am somebody, and I always wanted to be somebody. So I'm not even gonna say that I don't have any certain kind of life goals in life. I want to do things and be this, that, or the other. So but it all has to be balanced. You gotta balance everything. You know what I mean? I think I spoke about pride before. Being prideful. Pride is cool, but it ain't cool when it comes down to all things. You know what I mean? It has its place. You know what I mean? And the more balanced you become, the more in alignment with the right things, you know what I mean, the more you're going to have a balance on how you choose different things. Choose your food, your friends, you know what I mean, even choose the direction you go places. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come by, everything raising. You know what I'm saying? When you, a lot of us, you know what I mean, when you talk about things, it be kind of like, when you try to communicate, it's like an overload. When you try to, voice what you thinking or what you've been doing or whatever, in order to benefit the people that's listening. And you run into, it's hard to communicate. That's why it's hard to teach. People don't know that it's hard to teach. It's hard to speak and stuff like that. But with the law's help, it'll all come out. It'll come out the way it's supposed to come out. You know what I mean? Somebody get it, because a lot of times when we trying to teach or tell people things or whatever, I'm a teacher. I'm a boxing coach, and I teach on a daily basis. It all ends up panning out, because the one that's supposed to get it, whatever you teaching, they get it. And the ones that they're supposed to just not even really be tuned in and not pay attention, they don't get it. But they might. But even though it's still, your voice still might be buzzing in the back of their head, and they'll learn what you was teaching down the line, when they be like, "Oh, Unc said, Coach said, or Bro said," and they be like, "Damn," and then they get it. But so I don't know, like, I do know. But you know what I mean. We got to keep our intentions. If our intentions is to truly teach and benefit ourselves and the people, then we can't look at who's really, you know what I mean, who's really watching, like the amount of people watching or the amount of the likes and all the different stuff. That stuff really, it don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because on a higher level, they ain't worrying about all that. You know what I mean? Okay, we can go guide with it. Allah, like, he ain't worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in this reality has a purpose. That's why you got to stand in your purpose, because you never know who you benefiting. And even some people purpose is to mislead people. It's bad, but I'm just saying, you got some people, their purpose is to mislead you, and some people purpose is to go against, is to be the opponent. Don't even know. That's why you notice how you got people out here going against good people, and you be like, yo, like, why they messing with dude? Or why they messing with her? Like, she don't mess with nobody, not out in the open. Like, I don't see her doing nothing, none of that stuff. Why they messing with her? Hey, and whatever's going on in that little story that the Allah God created with them, and that thing, that loop, then convince these people to go against a good person, because that's their purpose. Because that's some people's purpose, to be the opponent of others. It's just what it is. But in the whole Luther thing, that you know, we all can have, if you're still living, because let's say it's possible, very possible, that I've been the opponent in people's lives. I've been, in fact, I have been negative in my life, like, because I've done some wrong things, right? Especially when I was younger. But so maybe that part of me manifested in their life for them to be strong against it or whatever, and then for me to be doing something wrong in life, and then realizing it, and then and then repenting, and then and then being better, apologizing. You know what I'm saying? Working on changing my heart, all that different stuff. So the thing is, this is why, boom, as you get more and more into like spirituality and reality and stuff like that, and then that like the yin yang thing, like the dark and the light, and everybody has it. Everybody has light and darkness with them. Then you start seeing the more how things get more balanced, and you balance in your mind. So that cause you don't really to look down on people when they is doing wrong, and to not elevate people that you see doing or saying some good things. You don't elevate them higher. You just keep everything. See how this stuff balance out. You know what I mean? And that's how it is with everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is with everything. And it's every day. It's every day. We don't never get it all together. I think you gotta be conscious. Wow, you gotta be conscious until the day you die. You dig what I'm saying? So, this is really that's really where it's at. Yeah, I think I did want to say something, but I don't know, because little stuff be going on, different things. Yeah, I think I posted a video about, like, I be posting videos about like old world architecture and stuff like that. Well, talking about old world architecture, because that has turned into like one of my interests, that I like just follow a lot of information about old world architecture, mud floods, different kind of stuff that's not taught in mainstream history that happened on the earth plane. And a lot. It's not really included in our mainstream history. It's like stuff that we didn't really learn about. But all of that included, like, that's why I say, like, you gotta learn a lot of different things. You gotta learn a lot of different stuff, because believe it or not, the stuff that I was already into, me having like religion, then getting into like my genealogy and my true origin, family origins and histories and all the different stuff, then get included with the newfound interest with that aspect of world history. It bored a lot of things into. It cleared up a lot. It brought a lot of clarity to what I was doing and thinking and trying to figure out for my own personal self. So that's why I say, if like say when you into the history thing, you need to be on that then, because if you don't have no knowledge of like the stuff that happened, you're gonna really truly believe in like history from a mainstream. You're gonna understand history from a mainstream perspective, and I'm gonna guarantee you that you're wrong. Because it's wrong. I mean, because you got so many different aspects that you ain't thinking about. You thinking that this place and the people living in this place have always been the same, or the timeline's being changed, so you don't really know if that, how far back that goes, or how soon that could have just been like right 200-300 years ago. All this different stuff, you ain't gonna know, or you ain't even gonna be able to get it together in your head if you don't really know some true history. So that's why I say add it on to like if you following like Aboriginal stuff, Moorish stuff. Most of the religions don't really point you towards nothing like that, but Moorish, Aboriginal, you know what I mean? Them people they studying, they going a little bit beyond religion. Even at the beginning stages, they going a little bit. They still may be, but they going a little bit past it. But if you into that type of thing, or even if you just like if you're a non-melanated person and you just a truth seeker, you got to get into. You really need to get into like the old world architecture, mud flood, all that type thing, because it's a heck of a. Because it's really, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot about true history, because in the process of them people, and I'm one of them, figuring out who built these buildings, when they built these buildings, and what people were there, and why this happened, and this and the third happened. When you get into that, then you start understanding you match it with what they talking about over here, and you be like, oh, or nah, and then boom, you go up. So that's just something I would advise. You know what I'm saying? I would advise get into that. Even if the most truth seekers enjoy that kind of thing. So if you that's just like somebody, truth seekers, it's just like regular people. How they approach, like, hey, you got a movie out, a good movie you want to watch, or you know anything, or a series on Netflix that I can binge on? Yeah, and you be like, well, look, watch this or watch that on Netflix. You can watch, it's like 3 seasons on there for you to binge watch. Okay, well, if you're a true seeker and you like stuff like that, that's really going to be interesting. Get on that type time. It's a guy, really. It's a guy, you know what? He not the first one I followed on that neither. It was a guy, first of all, it started with this guy. It was a dude, and this was a while ago. Might have been 5-6 years ago, I think. This guy, his page was called Flat Earth British. And he talked real funny. He's like an English guy. And, he even got a real thick accent. I was watching him. He was the first one that I was watching a little bit of his stuff, and he was talking about the old world stuff and really debunking all that. But I paid attention to it, but I just wasn't deep into it yet. But I used to follow this other brother. He's like a Hebrew type, right? Lex Will. And I was watching him, and on one of his videos, one of his videos, he's more like Lex Will's like a historical. He breaks down a lot of Bible stuff, the way how it applies to the people and history and stuff like that. Lex Will. But I was watching one of his videos, and he mentioned this guy John Levy, right? So I'm now the same way though. But when I hear something, boom, about a book, whatever, I'll be on my other device looking up the book, seeing how much it cost, whatever. So he said John Levy. I looked up his page. Man, I went on this dude page, and this dude, was just talking. He had a lot of videos. He had a lot of work already done, like videos, and I just binged on all his videos, and that stuff was like amazing, and it was like very interesting. And then of course once you get on one of their pages, then the whole, you know, the algorithm thing, you know what I'm saying, more people started but I think I follow him maybe probably the most. There's a couple other new pages. I can't even remember their names of those pages offhand, but they got some real good work on deck. And they talk about they've been inspired by John Levy. But yeah, John Levy. And it's funny because I remember Lex Will was he made a joke about John Levy, because John Levy got a real he has a good voice, like the voice of like I don't know, his voice is very like even, like I don't know, like he can really, for real he got a kind of voice that he can read you know, see that he got the kind of voice he could read kids bedtime stories and put them to sleep. Not because he's born, I'm just saying he has that kind of voice. He could like read bedtime stories to kids or something like that. But yeah, that guy got a lot of stuff on, a lot of work already done. But you know, I would advise, you know, to look into that aspect of higher knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It'll definitely increase you. You know what I mean? You know, that's funny. Hey, besides it being New Year's, it's actually it's actually my birthday. I was born on January 1st. It's the day of my birthday. But yeah, I'm actually a little bit older today. I'm 51 years old. But you know, I feel good. I'm still here, and I got a strong and clear mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily I ain't necessarily nothing. I'm really out the matrix. You know what I'm saying? I'm really out of it. The matrix try to sneak back, but once you get out, I just got out too, right? For real, I always think about this in my mind. I just got out the matrix, and it's like they just let me out of jail, and all my friends and my family is in like the windows. You know, they can see me walking away. It's because I just got out. I ain't far away from this prison. I'm right here, and they in the windows like, yo, where you going? Why you leaving? Right? And I'm like, what you mean? They letting me go. What you talking about? Why I'm leaving? No, come back. That's how I look at going back to the old ways, the old ways of thinking. Like y'all in jail, and you trying to. I can't go back. I can't go back to not knowing. Regardless, even if I talk down to you when I'm talking, meaning what I mean by talk down, like you'll be just saying some off the wall crazy mainstream stupid stuff, and I'll just be like, the best I can do, especially if I see that you are completely asleep, it's just, you know, shrug my shoulders and go along with it in the conversation. I'll do that because everybody ain't ready for certain stuff. Hit that like button for me, y'all. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't ready. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people get mad. You know, I learned a lot of stuff about certain stuff. Like cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it'd be weird, man. People be coming up with the stupidest proofs for stuff, and it'd be like, yo, you sleep. But guess what? You can't say, because then they'll get mad, and they'll start getting mad at you, as opposed to you be like, no, that's not true. Look at this. They won't look at you like you bringing them something. They're going to look at you. It's a feeling that you get, because I've experienced that with my own personal self, like that stupid feeling. You feel stupid. And then you try to prove that the system or whatever didn't get over on you too. Like, no. I saw what was really going on. They didn't get me like that because this, that, and the third. And they be using the same mainstream proofs. That's part of the conjuring. You know what I'm saying? Part of the spell that's put on the people when they be talking that stuff. So you gotta be aware of that. Like even if you one that's advising people and stuff like that, get it to them slow. Like don't, you know what I mean? Don't overdo it, because I used to have certain kind of. I used to listen one time. I used to have like daymare. I say a daymare because I wasn't asleep. But I mean, one time a bro dropped a joint so deep about true history. It was Morris brother, my man. I said the Duke of Tears. I said the Duke of Tears, the brother, right? Man, he dropped a joint that was so he was talking about castratos, and he breaking down why the legs was developed a certain way, you know, like with those people that have been castrated. All it, man, he dropped some stuff, man. It was so deep. I was like, damn, it really messed me up. You know what I'm saying? I was really like, wow. And I was like somebody who was, you know, I was already, but it was like, yo, he dropped a lot. He dropped a lot in that particular talk. So I'm just saying, if you talking to people, don't be so don't be rough on them. You know what I mean? Some people, and then a lot of us, you know me, yeah, my personality, I got a kind of personality. I got a real snide, sarcastic kind of personality. It's just how I am. That's part of my personality. Like I don't get smart with you. Like I mean, no, I do get smart with you, but I do it in the nicest way possible, and that's how I do it. Like, but I as I've matured, I've really gotten away from that. You know, because even we grew up busting on people and telling jokes and stuff. So I really know I can bust on you. Yeah, I'm a pro. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, it doesn't benefit all the time to be that way. So don't make nobody feel stupid, man. Just really try to advise people the best way you know how. You know what I mean? Without hurting their feelings. Well, I ain't talking about that. It ain't about their feelings, but hey, it's a balance routine because you're trying to talk them off the ledge. You know what I mean? You're really trying to talk them down to reality. So if you really want them to come down off the ledge, you know, you can't base everything on you gotta accept this shit because this is right. Nah, you gotta be like, all right, man, come on, man, let's walk and talk. We walking and talking. You still mad? Okay, all right, cool out. Come on, let's walk and talk, and just let the person start working that shit out on their own. You know what I mean? But because that's really how I go. Because a lot of stuff I ain't want to hear it. A lot of stuff I ain't want to hear. Like I be on certain things. I remember, look, one thing, and this is a major aspect, and it was talking about mainstream religion. And I saw the video, but I was benefiting off this brother's channel off a lot of other stuff that had to do with American Aboriginal history, you know. And but he made a video that was really, you know, contrary. It was like something bad for let's say the religion of Islam. So I saw the name of the video and I just wouldn't watch it. I'm telling you, man, I followed this brother's page for a couple years, and I would not watch that one video. I finally watched it, but the good thing about that, I ended up getting some even more understanding on what he was talking about, to where it wouldn't hit the same. But I'm just saying, people don't be wanting it. So you gotta give them what they could take for the time being. Unless the house on fire, and then you either gotta hit them in the head and drag them out the house, or leave them there. It's one of the others. You know, you're gonna have to, because a lot of people, they don't want to change their minds about stuff. Because it's especially older people. You know what I mean? They don't want to change their minds. And I'm like a new older person. I'm a new elder. I'm 51 years old. So like, even me, I'm stuck in my ways in a lot of different ways. So, you know, you ain't, but I ain't stuck in my ways like that. But I'm just saying, especially like older people who really think they know, and they don't really know. They don't even know they on a straight program. They on a straight mind control program. They whole freaking life. 60 years you've been under my. You know what I'm saying? Diara Rose, peace. I'm gonna decline. That. But if you comment what you want to talk about when you come on my live, I'll consider it. I don't know what you want to talk about. I don't know the system. I don't want to just let somebody on here and they talking about. They say, start talking about something crazy or something stupid. But yeah, older people probably a little harder to talk to. Damn, I think I'm an older person now. Because my kids be tripping on me now, right? I think I'm an older person. But guess what? I'm glad I'm not. Yeah, well, I'm glad I'm not asleep. I'm glad I'm not one of the sleep people. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of my friends who I'm friends with, and I be looking at them. And I be like, yo, y'all don't even know. Y'all the new older people. Like back in the day, when we was talking about certain things, whether it was Islam or 5%er or going this way with Minister Farrakhan or anything, because these things was off script. Even the Hebrew Israelite thing was like off script. And the older people used to be like, boy, you know, all that kind of stuff, man, you don't know nothing about that. How you going them people, man, you wasn't raised like all that stuff. And we used to be like, man, you bugging, right? And the whole setup. And then people now, that's my age, they like, we like the people from back in the day, we say the same thing. Because my friends used to be saying to me, I'm making a joke. My friends ain't going to say this, though. But they'll be like, you need Jesus, right? But they just say it in coming from the other religion, right? You need Jesus, bro. And I'll be like, okay. I got Jesus. I'm with God. I'm with Allah. For real. I'm the one that actualized it. That's why my mind, my consciousness, and my brain was able to elevate, actually. And then they be like, oh, this nigga, boy, he tripping. We always knew you was crazy, man. You always been crazy, boy. Nah, I always just thought for myself. That's why I went that way with it. You know, even back at that time. Nah, y'all. I don't know what y'all want to talk about. I would like to let people on, but I don't want to let people on, and I don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But it's good to see. It's good to see like a lot of the young people, because the young people, just like back in the day, is the one that's gonna push stuff. You know what I mean? It's gonna really push stuff. And even like back in the day, yeah, you had older brothers that were like had a lot of time and years being Muslim people and practicing, like myself, and was able to bring what they had to the whole picture. And then you had the young guys pushing it. So now in my city, you got third, fourth generation. Even me, I'm one of the young guys from back in the day, right? But now I got grandkids. I got kids who have kids. You see what I'm saying? So that shows you the benefit of the good of certain things, because there's a lot of virtue in my religion. I still ascribe to it, but what I'm just saying is I'm on a higher, like just on a higher thing. Like I'm not rigid, meaning like I ain't going over here to like, I'm not going in church or nothing like that. But I'll go in church to speak to my people and show love and respect and talk to them about what I think or what I'm not going to try to talk them into becoming a Muslim or following. And everybody in the church that got good sense, and you tell them something that come out the Quran that's like, because it's with God anyway. So like, why would they not gonna deny it? They're gonna be like, oh, okay, but I hang in here though, and I'm be like, yeah, that's what's up. It's the same way in the man, the same thing. If the people come, you say something from the Bible. All right, cool. All right, peace, man. You know what I mean? Do what you do. The only ones that be on trip time is for real people that don't got to, but they just really on a dogmatic system programming, And that's what a lot of the conflict doctrine. You know what I mean? In this world, most of us been brought up on conflict doctrine, and that causes dissension with the people. That is all the same. Or you want to pray in the church, or you want to pray in the masjid, or you want to be in the Israelite thing, or or you just want to whatever Buddhist, whatever. Listen, all of that stuff got the similar or the same origin. You just don't know enough to trace it back. You know what I mean? Like even the Egypt stuff. All right, Christianity. That's all that stuff is the same. What Osiris, Isis, Horus, that's the Jesus, Mary, and all of that stuff is all the same. But you will only get that if you study. But then the preacher in the church ain't gonna put you on that. He know though. Same way the imams and the people in the med, they may know. Especially the older ones. The older, they know. But they ain't gonna if they really dialed into some type of government money or just some type of something, they ain't gonna, they might, certain ones be like, yeah, you could look into that, and, whatever, but they're gonna still probably stick to what they gotta stick to for their congregation or their people, whatever. But even in that, you gotta look at stuff from a higher perspective, because when you lead people, you gotta take in the perspective that people, out of their ignorance, if they see you go another way, I said, let's take a person like Minister Farrakhan. Minister Farrakhan has a great following, and let's say over years, I've noticed that he has changed his speech in relation to certain things, whether it be belief or whatever, and he talks a lot more about certain things, like Jesus and Christ and all that kind of stuff. But I used to be like, yeah, that's kind of weird, that's strange, what are you doing, man? Back a little further back. But then as I started understanding that he's talking about Christ consciousness and things of that nature. But the point I'm trying to make is, being as though he's responsible for people, which everybody ain't responsible for people on that level, so they can just talk about what they would do or how he wrong or he right, whatever, like they don't know. If he was to say certain things so much so off script, you don't know how that might affect the people. Is the benefit going to outweigh the harm for that moment? A lot of stuff like that. People who don't have nothing to worry about except for themselves. They only gonna think about a small little piece of something according to somebody, and they gonna compare what they thinking towards somebody who got a leadership over 1,000,001 people. And you go left, and okay, maybe you got a couple thousand of these guys gonna turn back into killers, or a couple thousand of these women gonna go back to being in the street and hoeing and whatever, just some type of negative lifestyle or whatever. I'm just using that as an example. So he got a balance, with the people, what he can give to people, and all of that. And I'm not saying I ain't defend, but why wouldn't I defend Minister Farrakhan? Why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? People, he one of the people that I benefit since I was a kid. Even though I wasn't even with the Nation of Islam, I always loved the Nation of Islam. I just loved the brothers, because the way they rolled a certain way, always. I probably would have joined the Nation of Islam back in the late 80s, early 90s, but someone advised me not to just go the other way, and that's why I ended up going into what they call Sunni Islam. But I always liked it. I was always attracted to it, and I respect and love them people to the fullest. Like it ain't them people. Them people, they my people. It's just as they do their thing they just do their thing a different way, or whatever. But some of the aspects that they follow, I follow, of course. So I mean, I'm just saying, what's the problem? They respect themselves and they respect other people. What's the problem? They ain't bothering nobody. They ain't really bothering nobody. And for real, they uplifting people. But if you want to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and find a problem, you're going to probably find one. You're probably going to find a lot of problems. But that's how it is with most people and most things. It ain't, and you, this perfect group, this perfect people, this perfect person you looking for, you ain't never going to find it. It's just like people out here looking for a perfect wife or a perfect husband. He don't exist. That's why you ain't found him yet. Or that's why you ain't found her yet. Because they don't exist. And hey, my man told me the other day we was together, and I ain't gonna lie, we was in a restaurant and we was getting something to eat, and it was a lady, the lady in there that was waiting on us. She was nice looking. I commented, I was like, yeah, I said she a nice looking woman, right? And he was like, yeah. He said something, but then he said something fly, right? He said, and he's married, but I ain't gonna lie, my brother, I'm 51, so he like 54, 50. So, but he made a real funny joke. He said, yeah, but if all of them, if you look at them long enough, you'll find something wrong with them, right? So I just found that real funny. But because I was like, yeah, that's true. But I guess it's the other way around. If a woman look at a man long enough, they'll find something wrong with him. But back to the point. The point is, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And you may need to combine all of the stuff that you come across in your journey to give you enough to escape this prison. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, the reality is if you really, really, really want to elevate and you're trying to escape, this reality is going to try to hold on to you for dear life. Because unconscious people are the thing that power this negative reality. It needs you. It needs your thoughts. It needs your energy. So by you trying to get away, it's going to fight that. It's going to try to hold on to you by all means necessary. By any means necessary. So, if you really want to escape, how bad do you really want to get away? How bad do you really want to get away? Watch the Matrix movie. Maybe it's a little parable in there for you to think about. Because everything you're talking about, it's not to discourage nobody. Because, like I said, the reality is reality, regardless of you accept it or not anyway. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. That's just like people think, let's say, oh, when they commit sins and all that stuff, I used to say this in religion, when you commit sins, people be thinking, we be thinking that, oh, God don't exist, Allah don't exist when we committing, at the time when we committing sins, right? Man, it's the same thing. It exists when you're doing bad and you're doing good and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that just because you're doing something wrong, he don't see you. She don't see you. It don't see you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, all that. On and on and on and on and on. On and on and on. But, yeah, but guess what? If you're standing in your power, you'll be all right. And once you start standing in your power, you start realizing that it's nothing can really affect you. It can affect surface type things. It can't affect you in reality. It just can't. It can't. You know what I mean? It's the same way you can't go back to not knowing. You can't go back to not knowing after knowing. Unless somebody hit you in your head and give you brain damage or whatever, and you ain't. But then that's cool because then your consciousness is then went somewhere else anyway, and you going, you know, truly be somewhere else, and you're gonna be all together. But you know, but I think it's better. Freedom is sweet. It's good. It's lonely at times, but it's not lonely because when you by yourself and you start seeing, you start being amazed by other things like, how Allah the Most High God favor you, just in different ways. I mean, these things that you'll never take heed to if you're not by yourself. You won't. You just won't take heed to it. Even certain kind of anything, lots of just anything in life. You won't be able to take heed to it unless you was by yourself. If you were surrounded by a bunch of mess, a bunch of people, a bunch of mess people and all that, you won't. You won't have really a lot of time. You won't have time to dial into that. That stuff will just keep flying over your head, People don't realize certain things is a blessing until they don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Where like it's gone. Stuff like that. So it's kind of like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the same way, you really won't. You don't realize certain things. You gotta be. It's sad, but that's how it is. This is, you know what I mean. Lucy Lou, peace. Thank you. Yeah, good to see you. I know that was you. I was looking up there in the corner. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, keep hitting that joint. Keep hitting that joint for me. I appreciate it. But yeah. You gotta keep yeah, that's what's up. We gotta keep ourselves wrapped tight. It ain't really, I don't know, like talking out loud and all that stuff is, you know what I mean? It has, I don't know, I'll be freestyling, but really just talking how I think. You know what I mean? Maybe not as freely because I'll probably be talking about some other. It's some more stuff that's gonna be added on as time go on. You know what I mean? But if we all suffer the effects of programming. We all suffer the effects of programming. You know what I mean? And different stuff. So the bottom line is, but we in a different time. But this ain't time to be negative, like, or whatever. What you do with your personal life, that's on you. I'm not talking about that, but your connection with, the Most High Creator, that's between you and what, you know what I mean? What your perception of what God is. You know what I mean? And you got many different ways to get close to Him, her, it. And it is all about that, actually. Because then when you get with, the reality of, like, let's say knowledge of self, and that's like a cliche thing. The more knowledge of yourself that you have, the more closer you're going to get to the Creator. You know what I mean? And then you start realizing that you ain't got to go nowhere and sit with no people. You already know. I appreciate that. I already know. Real talk. Like, and guess what? Most of my life, I always searched without. Like everybody else. I'm thinking I got to buy a book. I got to go to a place. All this different thing. But I never went within. But you got to go within with certain kinds of principles. You know what I'm saying? But we already had the basic principles. We already did. We just thought it wasn't something your grandma said. Let your you know. I ain't gonna say my grandparents told me this, but this is like a grandpop, grandmom, or mother. For my parents is, well, one of them still is they older. They in their mid-70s, all that, right? What I'm saying is, when I was a kid, I remember a lot of different places being told to let your conscience be your guide, right? Letting your conscience be your guide, right? And then you know how you be living life, and you be like, you be in certain situations, and you being told what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? And some of us would be stronger than others, but for the people that always had a conscience, we would do things, and even if we did the wrong thing, we would feel bad about it. Just the bottom line is, so I say that everybody got a straight connection with the Most High Creator. It's up to you to just tap into it. Each individual to tap into it and to recognize it for what he, she is. You know what I mean? And then follow it. You know, follow it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think it's no perfection. I don't think we achieve it. I think the perfection is in recognizing the struggle of it, meaning the constant having to work at it. That I think that's perfection. But I don't think it's the same old way of running on a treadmill type thing, whereas though you running fast or you running, but you ain't going nowhere. You know, no, I don't think it's that. I just think it's a constant thing, to the point where it's like you elevate to the point where it's like you don't fear certain things like transitioning. You know, like transition, dying or whatever. Like you lose the fear of that type of thing. You lose the fear of certain things. You know what I mean? The more you elevate. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the benefits of it. But I think, and it go up and down. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's January 1st. You know what I mean? It's January 1st. It's the New Year. Yeah, but you know, Chinese astrology, they say it's the year of the dragon. Yeah, it's the year of the dragon. They say anybody born in the year of the dragon, this would be a good year for them. I wasn't born in the year of the dragon. I was born in not in the year of the dragon. But that's another thing. Yeah, astrology is a major part of it's a major part. Astrology is a major part of the original sciences of living and knowing. You know what I mean? And also astronomy. You know what I mean? People's been scared away from these things from mainstream religion. You need to get away from that. This is why so much chaos in people's personal lives, because they dealing with people that they shouldn't be dealing with. You know, even numbers, astrology, astronomy. It's all being used by people who got good sense, people that's rap tight and they know what's up and they know what's going on. They're using these things. You wouldn't even know it was January if except by way of a moon cycle. But people use moon cycles for negative things. They casting spells and all that kind of stuff, doing certain moon cycles and all that kind of stuff. So it's just like anything else. This is like anything that exists can be used positively and negatively. That's just the bottom line. But you know, as you live, you learn. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and this platform has benefited a lot of people positively. You know what I'm saying? And with me, more so YouTube. This benefited me positively because, no, but I was already like, by the time I got on TikTok, I was already wide awake. You know what I'm saying? But like YouTube and stuff like that, yeah. YouTube really, I got everything off YouTube. A lot. Cause it was a time when I ain't care about nothing except if it wasn't related to boxing or fitness or stuff like that, or Islam, mainstream Islam. I really, you know what I'm saying. Now on the opposite, like whatever I do as a flesh and blood man, it was negative stuff that I would, you know, like to look at and different stuff, you know, because I'm a human being, you know. So I'm just saying, my mind always just went boom a certain way, you know what I mean. But now, you know, I just know more, and I'm better because of it. It's just all about what you tag into, you know what I mean. It's okay. It's okay. If you want to, like, it's cool. If you could, you know what I mean. You come on and when you get, just to listen to me to get you through, because I ain't gonna lie. Like I've experienced some rough days by myself, and it was supposed to go like that. And I follow people on YouTube or now TikTok, and the little stuff. It ain't little, it's big. It's just how we talk, so-called black people. You know, the stuff. You know what I mean? It's very important that they put out videos and different things with admonishment, advice, and it was just positive, and it really would get me through. It got me through a lot of hard days. So I hope that, you know, somebody could use me as the same thing. And then boom, it's like a tag team, bang. When you get up and you start advising people how to get through different kind of things in life. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's always light at the end of the tunnel. And if you did some real evil stuff, you need to just repent. That's an old rule. Like old rules. Old rules still count. Repentance is one of the ways. Excuse me. Is one of the ways out. There might be. It's the beginning of all. Repentance is probably the every way out. Sinai. I don't know who you are. I would like for you to say hi or speak, you know, before you ask to get on, then I would let you get on. At least, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but repent. Cause I still gotta repent too. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta repent. I still gotta repent for the things that I've done and I've said that wasn't right in my life. And that's another reason why some of us go through things. You know what I mean? For the bad actions and bad statements that we've been making throughout our life. We already know. We know from the religion perspective. There's sins, you commit sins, and yeah, okay. What goes around comes around. In the book, the holy book, it says any evil that come to you from your own hands. Then you might go up a level, and then you're getting karma. You're experiencing karma. Okay, but karma go both ways. If you do good, you get good karma. But check it out, it ain't no lie. But guess what? The what goes around comes around thing, that's super old. That's old. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what you do a whole 360 and go around the loop, and you know what? You go right back around to something your mom or your grandma or your grandpa said. And you be like, yeah, wow. Yeah, that's right. So it's just that us as natural people, we as we get From a child and getting older, we start thinking we smart. We know everything. Yeah. I'm going to get grown. My relationship going to be better. My business, my everything. And then all of a sudden, you living a life just like everybody else. You living a life. You just like your mom and your dad. You know what I mean? You living a life. But guess what? If you want to really elevate, you need anything that went wrong with your upbringing, your parents or whatever. Either you got to forgive people or you got to let it go. Because on all set of rules, you was given that as a test for you. For you know what I mean? Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, whatever, whoever, your haters, your lovers. They all part of the setup of what you were supposed to go through. They was all here to help you or to activate you or to put you in a certain situation for you to become aware of yourself. To get you close with God. To get you with yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, and guess what? Even them psychology people be talking about not taking stuff personal. That's a major step to being healed. You healing yourself, healing your emotions, healing your brain and all that, your mind. By stop taking stuff personally when people did you wrong. Right? But just like I said earlier when I was talking about all of us have been certain things, like the same way you might have been. A lot of us might have been the negativity in somebody else's life in some form or fashion, no matter how good you think you are. Yeah, it's a good chance, especially if you've been living like me. You know what I mean? It's a chance that you probably was some type of karmic influence. You know, no, I hate that. I hate the way that sounds, but yeah. But you were some type of negative influence, well, especially for myself. I wouldn't like, for those of you who know what a karmic is, I don't, what I'm saying? But some of us have been karmics. We've lived karmic, lifestyles, in the past, right? The whole thing is to get better and get better. And sometimes, most times, some of us been so messed up that you really need to be by yourself. You need to. A lot of us used to live from relationship to relationship. That's just a big problem in our community too. You break up with one person, you jump right into a relationship with the next person. You never dealt with nothing. You ain't trying to change nothing about yourself. And you just attracted the last person that you was with in a different body. You got the same outlook on life. You doing the same things. They coming in, y'all gonna do the same exact things together, and it's gonna have the same end result. No, trust me, I didn't live the whole life of that. Trust me, I didn't live the whole life of that. And then following your desires, you know what I'm saying? Following your desires is even from the old rules we was taught in religion. Don't follow your desires. But okay, on the whole loop, it means the same thing through the whole loop. No matter how you look at it, it's the same thing. But if you but that's one of the biggest things too. If you can get your lustful nature under control, you might win. You just might win. Because that's one of the hardest things to control is the lustful thing that everybody got with them. Don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? Male, female, whatever. It's all. It's not all the same, but it's all the same. Meaning, like, come from the same place. It's what you want. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It took me a long time to get myself together with that. Whether it's this or a third, it's not just one thing. Because then you start talking about where it come from and all that different stuff and making excuses about why this and why that. Yeah, it's all of that. We've been brought up to think all these different things. What's good for us, but they not. You know what I'm saying? Or we've been brought up for certain things to be bad, but it's not. You get it? If we just learning that everything is really backwards, and we've been taught stuff backwards, history, religion, spirituality, all that stuff is backwards. Even the 1 and 1 is 2. and all of that. Like from a esoteric level, they say 1 and 1 is 3. Because then you're talking about, like, let's say reality. A man and a woman equals a man and a woman make a child. Okay, so that's why 1 and 1 is 3. So, but guess what? If you don't never know, it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. But as you learn and you strive to learn, you know there's other perspectives on how to look at stuff. And it's a major world going on outside the physical realm. Thanks, Lucy. Thanks, baby. I appreciate that. You know, and once you dig that it's another realm outside the spiritual realm, you're gonna really know it's just how to carry certain things. You're gonna carry it better, and you're gonna need more than just your secular and religious education. You're gonna need another level. You're gonna need a real spiritual, and you're gonna need an esoteric education too. You're gonna know what's even a metaphoric. Yeah, because stuff you be metaphors, esoteric. It's all these different stuffs that you gotta know. You need to know, and you won't get it at this point if you don't look for it. Because a lot of the stuff that we've been taught falsehood from day one. From day one, we've been taught falsehood. And to put our energy into Christmas, Halloween, the Super Bowl, the World Series, 4th of July, you name it. All these different stuff, these are rituals. These are rituals performed every year at a certain time. But guess what? If you don't know what time it is, you don't even know where you at. I'm talking to myself. You don't even know where you at. You don't even know where you at. You don't even know what time it is. How you gonna worry about that? The stuff that you putting your energy into is the stuff that's keeping you stuck in the same spot that you've been in, which is a bad spot. And all of us want to get out of the bad spots, but we don't even know what's going on. And we trained. Listen. Whoa, wow, it's so deep. We trained to dislike and to hate and to have fear of the things that's going to free you. Even when somebody tell you something small, from the freeing aspects, you hate it. And you start hating that person for whatever reason. Oh, you name it. It's a lot. So I'm just saying, it's a day-to-day fight. You see what I'm saying? See what makes it a day-to-day fight? Because everybody ain't the same. Everybody ain't the same. I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff that I wasn't trying to hear. It's a lot of stuff I wasn't trying to hear at the very beginning. Straight up. So it was good. It was good for me that I kind of like slid in on the mad at white people, and I'm just trying to learn my origin as a man on this earth, and that just took me into other stuff. You see what I'm saying? So I really came in I come into like consciousness and all that stuff from left field, but it wasn't left field. I'm just saying the emotion that I had was in left field because I was mad. And I really wanted to get everything down pat about who I am and who I was. But see what I'm saying? The knowledge of self thing, it don't start. You ain't going to be walking on water from the beginning. In the very beginning, you might have to. I'm just saying, I came in angry. But I still got it. I don't know too many people that's coming in because everybody going to be mad when they come in. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you think, like, because to learn that most of all the stuff that you've been taught is false. If you're not mad about that, then there's something wrong with you. Maybe you above the law then. Because meaning like if in religion we used to call it the pen. When the pen has been raised from somebody, like people that are like so-called crazy or something wrong with their mind, they intellect level. If if you ain't mad about that, then maybe the pen has been lifted from you, right? Okay, but everybody who got like a certain kind of mind, and you feel and you realize that you've been sucked dry of your energy all your life, you've been maneuvered and pointed in certain different ways for certain. You start learning all this stuff, and you're not upset. There's something wrong with you. So everybody, matter of fact, everybody comes into it, man. It's just that me is it kind of started off with the black and white thing. You know what I'm saying? But not because I just was raised like that. In fact, I wasn't raised like that. Just wasn't. Because what my dad had me exposed to, I was exposed to a lot of different stuff when I was a kid, white people and all that stuff. Because I was on the swim team, we experienced some racism and all that stuff in the process. I just was always around them people. I never was like close friends of the family, all this. So I never had no problem. Like I never was like that. Never was like that. My parents was more so like, don't trust white people. We was taught that. But I'm just saying, this reality that has been constructed is fake. Even on whatever white people teach their kids historically. Not historically, I'm talking about over the last, since world history and the New World Order then came into effect. They've been teaching their kids stuff that ain't right. The same way on the other side. But and the whole thing about getting past that is everybody elevating. But everybody do gotta know who they are. And people, like, whether if you so-called white or you think you white, the same thing with the so-called black people. You think you black? Yeah. If you think you white, yeah, okay. Cool. Right? You're not white. But I'm just saying, the same way these black people. If you think you black, you're not black. Look at the freaking color of the crayons. That's his legal status. But everybody has to do something to Chief Wahoo. Chief Wahoo, you gotta say what's up or something. You gotta be like, yo, peace, OCO, something. You gotta say something before I let you on. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, peace though, peace. I don't know. I gotta figure out how this thing. I'm gonna figure it out on the job. As time goes on. We have to literally unlearn to learn the truth that we must. It's the willingness. Yeah. That catapults to what's next. That's right, sister. You're right. That's what makes it so much of a big job for us, especially us that's waking up at this time. We gotta, cause it's harder for us than it is. Let's say than our kids. And our kids is the same age. I got some older and younger, but we it's harder for us to unlearn than it is for them to unlearn some stuff. If you only 20 years old, 21 years old, it's some stuff for you to unlearn, but it's just not the same. I'm 50 years old. Well, 51, but I'm just saying, today my birthday. But I'm just saying, this is a big difference. And what I have to unlearn than somebody, but what I'm just saying, for those of us that had that's at least woke enough to to be working on it, then I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm writing in mid, you know what I mean? But yeah, but it's all good because I know what I'm talking about, and I'm standing in my power, and that's the purpose of this whole thing. And and it's many different things, it's many different aspects, and we already got these aspects. It's just that we forgot about them. So just keep working on it. Keep working on what you're working on. Pray. Pay attention to your zodiac. Learn, your life path numbers. All this other stuff is important. Learn about who you should be with and who you shouldn't be with. In general, even though sometimes some good things could probably manifest outside of that realm. But we always, as a people, We always use these things as guides. It don't have nothing to do with color. You know what I mean? It don't have nothing to do with color. I do. It's more. It's more. Trust me. Trust and believe. I'm on really like reality. And the reality is that we all everybody who existed on this plane at one time was loving each other and at peace with one another. It wasn't all this stupid stuff. Trust me. If you go back far enough, and it ain't that far as you think, you may go back 400 or 500 years, and it was, and the people will be, if the people knew what was going on there. But the people back then did know. That's why certain things were set up, and everything is based on timings. That's why, like, the people is waking up now. That's why the people is waking up now. That's why you see people, people going away from the old religious ways, and they're getting more into spirituality. What they doing, they merging their true spirituality with whatever religion that they had, and they starting to overstand. You know how they always say, overstand, understand. Now they're gonna bring it together, because it was always supposed to be together anyway. But now that we doing it in this time zone, it was already known. But there's so much different stuff. Even when you get into time, and hey, people gonna be saying what they gonna say. I know what they're saying about me, but guess what? It is what it is. Come on, man. I'm way ahead. Even the dummies that that think they're gonna be saying something or trying to hurt you. This is all. And most of the people that's speaking up on certain things is all. Listen, it already was supposed to go like that. Ain't nothing gonna happen that ain't meant to happen, or ain't predestined. You know what I mean? So we supposed to call each other to the truth. We always was. See what I'm saying? Old rules. Even 20 years ago, I was calling people to the truth, and that was the truth, and that was what was available at that time. And I was on it, and I lived it, and I always lived on it. And I ain't saying I ain't commit no, I didn't make no mistakes, but I always was on the truth, and I always took the road less traveled, because that's why she all know I'm the one for the job, because I was being that, like what some of these people talking about. I was being that when it wasn't in style. When it wasn't in style, it's in style now. Hey, you got the boxes, you got people, everybody, they going over there, they being Muslim. Okay, that's what's up. That's good, because maybe that's to start off their own personal journey and to get them into something higher than whatever they on. Yeah, but I was being that when ain't nobody F with you because you was being that. Your whole family, they call you anti-social. That's what they used to call me. Yeah, way back in the 90s. In the early 90s, right? Anti-social. Oh, he don't mess with nobody unless they Muslim. Oh, yeah, I've been, see what I'm saying? So, like, people I can talk about all that. Being ultra-religious. Rigid. I've been lived that whole life, man. You can't tell me. And then be like these little kindergarten kids that try to come and tell me something about it. That's it. I done took the trips and all that stuff. These little kindergarten kids. Been married for years. Got a whole family. It's grandkids and all. But the biggest point I'm trying to make is it's a level thing. If certain levels of grace is supposed to touch you, you're gonna wake up and realize certain things. If it's not for you, then you'll stay where you at. And the more you look into these stories, these religious stories, see what I'm saying? It's all the same. Hey, what did Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam go through? What did Jesus go through? What did Abraham or Noah, you know what they went through? They went through the same stuff that people that's like talking about their conscience now is going through. Because everybody that's being religious, you know what they coming? They coming with the big group that has all the power in, let's say, in these realities that we living in, and all the people like piled up in the church. Like, who is that over there talking that mess? Oh, that's such and such son. Or that's bro. Remember the brother, the Ak, talking that mess. So what you mean? Everybody, it's the same. It's the same thing now as it was then. It's the same thing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And people treat you the same way. Most. And it's like you don't gotta, it's just a little piece. But yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody the crowd thing is not the thing. It's not. It's not the thing. You know what I mean? If you following the crowd, you probably going right into the fire. Just to use that as a parable, right? Yeah. If that crowd is gonna take you, that crowd gonna take you right into the fire. Why you think Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam advised? He said, stand on the truth, even if you're the only one, even if it's just two, or if it's just you. Why? Because it is a great possibility that it could only be one person out of their whole town that's on the truth. Then you know these people gonna be throwing rocks at you when you come and tell them something that's off script. And you might be the only one that get it. And you trying to tell them because you love them. That's your people. You trying to tell them. And you know what? They hit you in the head with a rock. They hit you in the rock. They see you walk down the street and they act like they don't see you. But guess what? All that stuff we learned in the past about them people, it's starting to manifest. So, I don't know. I'm going to sign off. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Anybody who's listening, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And hopefully, you know, I made your day a little better. Because it made my day a little better to be able to talk. You know what I'm saying? And also, it's a part of me standing in my purpose. So, that's why I have the devices, you know, stand in your purpose. If you don't really understand what your purpose is, ask. You know, not me. I'm saying, you know, get with yourself. Get with God. And he, she, it is going to start pushing you towards what your purpose is. But then make sure that you're going the right way. Be cleaning up your act on the way. Can't be into everything and all of that and think that you're going to be going the right way. I know that that ain't going to be what it is. You're going to be taken the wrong way. And then guess what? Championships. You can win a championship by 1 point. And you can lose a championship by 1 point. So that's why the best way to go is just start cleaning it up little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little, so that you could be guided the right way. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's what I say. So I still didn't see it yet. What I learned is antisocial was us protecting our peace. That's all. Thank you for everything. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Hopefully, inshallah. Yeah, antisocial is protecting our peace. Yep, protect your energy. That's really what it is. No. You welcome. And thank you for listening. I appreciate that. And I'll probably see y'all tomorrow, God willing. All right, peace, y'all.